Hello there, it's Riikka Kovasin here, and gratitude is my attitude this month. This post is for Nathalie's Creative Squad. This month the theme is gratitude, and I'm making a quilt of gratitude for my project. When I was thinking what to do, and kind of inspired by people that I should be grateful for, there were so many that came to my head that I couldn't possibly choose just one or two. And I started thinking about this kind of web or a quilt of people that play a part to kind of put me where I'm right now artistically. So instead of making just a tribute to one, I'm kind of tributing to great many people that have affected me throughout the years. To make the quilt, I started by making some collage paper, and for that I'm using gel printing. I'm also playing with two different papers. One is cream colored sleek cardstock, which I usually use for making collage paper or kind of my base for projects. And the other one is handmade paper because it has a little bit of texture and it absorbs the colors differently than the sleek cardstock. I'm using kind of my go-to color scheme at the moment and mixing rusty, earthy brown tones or oranges with teal and minty colors. It's like patinated iron or copper. For the rusty earthy tones, I'm using distress inks on top of my gel printing palette, and then the minty ones are made using acrylic paint. At the first stage, I'm not adding pattern as such, but more like laying the groundwork, adding just blocks of color, and then afterwards I'm building the pattern on top. After finishing the acrylic layers, I then add some watercolor to each print, kind of getting rid of most of the white spodges, but also adding a hint of other color on top. Then comes the fun part, adding the patterns on top. For that I'm using one stencil and two stamps. Each are designed by Nathalie. The stencil I'm using is called Batik, and the two stamps are Love Knots and Queen Anne. The stencil and the other stamp are more like geometric patterns, but the Queen Anne is a house, but I'm not using it as a house. I really love the way Nathalie does those buildings with the line work. So I'm using it more like delicate line work or adding a little touch of stamping to the pieces. I'm pressing the stamp several times to one spot, so it's more like just thin line works than a house. I'm mixing different ink colors, but staying true with the color palette I've chosen before, kind of those rusty earth tones matching the minty ones, kind of the weathered copper look. After I've patterned each piece, I then cut the sheets in smaller segments, kind of my quilts. As you can see, I'm not measuring anything, just by using my eye. I cut different shapes out of the sheets, kind of picking up the places I want. So sometimes I want a little bit darker teal color and I'm trying to find that from my collage pieces, or then I want a stronger orange, but kind of just having fun. I'm building the collage on top of cream colored cardstock, which has a double-sided adhesive on top, so each piece will stick where I lay it. As you can see, I'm not thinking too much where to put each piece, just kind of trying to have a varying look so there's not two same color pieces right next to each other. But if there's two minty ones, that doesn't matter if the other one is a little bit different color than the other one. And I'm also trying to have interesting patterns throughout the whole piece. I start the placing so that nothing goes over, but in the end they start to be too big before where I put them, so I need to use my scissors to cut the excess out. I'm also using double-sided tape to secure one piece a bit better because it was just hanging by its corner in the mix. When I then had my quilt done, I then added a little sewn detail to the bottom left corner, and again kind of mimicking those love knot X's, I made 3 stitched X. Just a little touch of something. Then I used double-sided tape to adhere my quilt to another piece of cream-colored cardstock, making it more like a sheet of graphics art. I also titled the piece like a piece of graphics by adding the name and then my signature there. I hope you have liked the video. It's a little bit different what I usually do, but I'm hoping it still gives you ideas. For example, how to use stamps that they don't have always have to be kind of the pattern itself, but more just texture. Or then that you can build your own big collages using just small bits and pieces. I'll be seeing you with another Nathalie's Creative Squad post next month. But remember, there's a new video each Friday. Please consider subscribing and hit that bell sign to be notified. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!